Mistakes are a part of life, and the adage, learn from your mistakes, often offers solace after missteps. Yet, certain mistakes can prove exceedingly costly or, more tragically, endangering lives. From a construction error that led to the creation of one of the world's most iconic landmarks, to a devastating building collapse in London, here are 10 construction projects that didn't come out as proposed. Versailles Wedding Hall, Jerusalem, Israel, 2001. During Karen and Asaf Dror's wedding, an unexpected disaster occurred when a significant part of the third floor of the Versailles Wedding Hall collapsed. Wedding guests had noticed sagging in the floor just before it crumbled, causing it to fall to the ground. The collapse was attributed to the Paparo construction method, which involved creating lightweight floors using metal plates and cement, an inexpensive but dangerous approach. The building's design changes, including adding an unplanned third floor on both sides and removing partitions, weakened the structure further. Despite the cosmetic nature of the sagging floor being dismissed, the wedding proceeded, leading to the collapse. The inventor of the Paparo method, Eli Ron, faced manslaughter charges for providing faulty materials to the construction company that built the hall. Grenfell Tower, London, UK, 2017. The Grenfell Tower fire in June 2017 remains a tragic and contentious event, spotlighting the dangers of improper building materials. The fire originated from a malfunctioning fridge/freezer on the fourth floor, initially manageable by firefighters. However, when they started extinguishing the kitchen fire, flames rapidly climbed the building due to faulty cladding installed just a month prior. The cladding, meant to enhance energy efficiency and aesthetics, proved to be flammable, allowing the fire to escalate quickly. Attempts to control that were hindered by the cladding's waterproof material. The blaze left residents trapped due to faulty fire doors, and the fire wasn't fully extinguished until 2 days later. The incident's investigation revealed cost-cutting measures contributed to the use of flammable cladding. Zinc cladding, highly flammable and generating irritant compounds when burned, played a crucial role. Ongoing investigations aim to uncover all contributing factors to the devastating fire. Dara Hotel and Spa, Las Vegas, USA, 2009. The Dara Hotel and Spa in Las Vegas encountered a unique issue stemming from its exterior design. A year after its construction in 2010, it was discovered that the building's curved and reflective surfaces combined to focus sunlight into an intense beam of heat. Termed a death ray, this focused beam posed problems for the pool deck, causing guests to experience uncomfortable heat and even melted objects. Hotel management had tried to mitigate the problem by installing large umbrellas and non-reflective film on the glass. Though no solution can be completely effective due to the sun's changing position throughout the day and seasons, architect Raphael Vinoli, who designed the building, has a history of such design issues. Seen in London's walkie-talkie skyscraper, humorously known as walkie-scorchy, for its capacity to melt objects and fry eggs due to intense reflected sunlight. Sampoon Department Store, Seoul, South Korea, 1995. The Sampoon Department Store in Seoul went through a drastic change in construction plans due to time constraints imposed by the South Korean government and the desire to capitalize on the construction boom associated with the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Originally intended as a 4-story residential building, it was transformed into a large department store with structural modifications that proved disastrous. These alterations, including the removal of key structural columns and the absence of proper load distribution, led to severe structural issues. Careless decisions, such as reducing column thickness and adding heavy air conditioning units, further compromised the building's integrity. The building opened in 1990, but exhibited cracks and structural problems shortly after. Despite these signs, management failed to take adequate action, and the building collapsed in 1995, causing one of the most significant non-deliberate building collapses. Lee Jun, responsible for the project, faced criminal charges and received a 10.5-year prison sentence for criminal negligence. Cave Creek, Paparo National Park, New Zealand, 1995. Paparo National Park on New Zealand's west coast is renowned for its stunning natural beauty, offering cliffside vistas and ocean views. To enhance the visitor experience, a viewing platform was built overlooking Cave Creek by the Department of Conservation, DOC, and completed in April 1994. Tragically, shortly after its completion, a group of Thai Putini Polytechnic School students visited the site. Reports suggest that their shaking of the platform caused it to collapse into the chasm below, revealing critical construction flaws. Investigation revealed that the project was undertaken by an unqualified building team, leading to numerous errors and shortcuts. Basic construction errors, such as using nails instead of bolts and other overlooked issues, left the platform vulnerable to such a disaster. In total, at least 12 construction issues were identified, underscoring the serious consequences of neglecting safety measures during construction. King's Cross Escalator, London, UK. 1987. King's Cross Station is a vital London Underground interchange, serving 6 of 11 operational lines with heavy daily traffic. A devastating fire struck the Piccadilly Line escalator on November 18, 1987, amid evening rush hour, marking the dark moment in London's history. Initially, a small fire underneath the ascending escalator was reported by passengers. Unfamiliarity with advanced firefighting equipment and escalator location thwarted initial extinguishing efforts. Within 15 minutes, the blaze intensified due to an enclosed space and layers of paint from the escalator's refurbishment. At 7:45 p.m., the flames unexpectedly surged up the escalator and into the ticket hall, driven by the trench effect, a fire-accelerating phenomenon on inclining surfaces. The fire's ignition by a discarded lit match was confirmed, despite a ban on smoking in the London Underground since 1984. Notably, escalator debris that ignited easily during simulated tests contributed to the fire's rapid escalation. Post-incident changes included replacing wooden escalators with metal ones, completed by 2013. Hyatt Regency Hotel, Kansas, USA, 1981. The construction of the ambitious 40-story Hyatt Regency Hotel began in 1978 with a fast-tracked approach due to financial pressures on construction companies at the time. Early on, the project faced significant problems, including the collapse of a roof section that went unnoticed. Despite this, the hotel opened in 1980, boasting a modern design with notable features like steel and glass walkways connecting multiple floors of the lobby. However, on July 17, 1981, during an event, these walkways collapsed, resulting in a tragedy. The collapse was caused by a design change that required one walkway to support the weight of both, leading to a failure of structural integrity. An investigation attributed the disaster to miscommunication between project managers and manufacturers, highlighting the lack of proper checks during construction. Tacoma Narrows Bridge, Washington, USA, 1940. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, constructed in 1940 over the Tacoma Narrows Strait in Washington State, USA, was the third largest suspension bridge in the U.S., spanning about 6,000 feet. It opened on July 1st, but after just a few months, in November, strong 40 miles per hour winds triggered a collapse, sending the bridge into Puget Sound. Surprisingly, no fatalities occurred. This collapse had a profound impact on future bridge design, influencing engineers' approach to bridge aerodynamics. The bridge was a twin suspension design incorporating plate girders as roadbed support, costing an estimated $6 million, equivalent to around $1 billion today with inflation. Despite its cost, the bridge's flawed engineering led to visible swaying even in mild winds. On the day of the collapse, wind speeds were about 19 meters per second, causing an aeroelastic flutter that twisted both halves of the bridge in opposite directions, leading to its collapse. Remarkably, no human lives were lost. This incident spurred discussions on engineering flaws and introduced a new theory for construction: wind theory oscillations. Ibrox Stadium, Glasgow, Scotland, 1902. Sports stadiums have faced structural problems over time, with notable incidents like the 1989 Hillsborough disaster and the collapse of Glasgow's Ibrox Stadium in 1902. Ibrox Park, home to Rangers FC, followed the design of other Scottish stadiums, but encountered issues due to its expansion plans. To compete in hosting football matches and finals, Ibrox Park constructed a large wooden terracing section to increase capacity by 36,000. Despite local authorities' approval, the terracing collapsed during a Scotland versus England match in 1902, causing around 125 people to fall 50 feet. The cause was debated, with some blaming wood quality and others the design. The wood supplier even faced trial for culpable homicide but was acquitted. The wooden terraces were removed in 1910. However, The same architect was hired to build another expansion that year. Ibrox Park continued to experience safety issues, including the 1971 second Ibrox disaster. Ibrox Stadium, still home to Rangers FC, underwent a complete overhaul with modern upgrades and design techniques following the 1971 incident. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. Pisa, Italy, 1372. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, an international landmark, draws in around 5 million visitors annually due to its unique design resulting from flawed foundations and unstable soil. The tower's construction spanned 199 years in 3 stages, starting in 1172. Notably, the sinking and leaning began during the construction of the second floor in 1178. The tower's initial design had issues, as it was built on inadequate soil with a tiny foundation. Civil unrest at the time allowed the soil to settle somewhat, preventing immediate collapse. To counter the tilt, upper floors were constructed with varying heights, resulting in a distinctive curved structure. Completed in 1372, the tower features a bell tower with 7 bells, symbolizing the musical major scale. The tower's stability is attributed to its center of gravity aligning perfectly with its base, which prevents toppling. Efforts in the 19th and 20th centuries successfully reduced the leaning angle from 5.5 to 3.9 degrees. Alright guys, that's all for today. So, which one of these construction mistakes do you think is the biggest? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and share this video with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay tuned for more amazing content. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.